I spend 5 hours in the classroom every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Typical Tuesday coming in is just so happy to see their little faces, you know, after being away for a couple days.
I have a morning class from 8:30 to 11, and that's up to 8 kids with any kind of developmental delay.
And during those 5 hours, we're doing sensory activities, circle time, we have music therapy, we have art activities, time on the playground or in the gym. And during that, we are just working on helping our kids reach their outcomes that are outlined in their IFSPs.
And just acknowledging their presence of being in the classroom and like moving their picture over from home to today you're at school. So we'll sing like a little song about being at school. And then doing some free play and then incorporating some structured activities in there like science or fine motor, one-on-one individual art with them, or even sometimes we'll do like group art. Just making sure they're having fun in the classroom, but also sitting down and like learning their individual personalities and seeing what their skills are and where they're at and meeting them where they're at.
We have a break time between like 11 and 1 where we either do paperwork or we do a lot of meetings with families during that time, or service coordinators. It's also prep time. And then we have a PM class from 1 to 3:30, again, up to 8 students with any type of developmental delay. And then we end our day with either meetings or paperwork.
My number one misconception is that we're a daycare. That's the one where I'm like, no, that's not it. We are education-based, we have goals, we have outcomes, we have documentation for these kids, and we are working hard on working with their families to help them reach these goals. So it is very much a structured program that is working towards an outcome.
I think a misconception might be that when we do go home, that's it. But sometimes when we as developmental specialists go home, I can speak for myself, you think about what you maybe could improve on the next day, or how could you have done that differently, that as in like maybe an activity, or how could you have handled a behavior differently, you know, how could you incorporate something else like different into the classroom. So maybe a misconception is that when we go home we just don't think about our students or families, that we, you know, our evening time is our time, which it is, but sometimes you're getting on Pinterest like, ooh, I'm going to try that tomorrow, or you're thinking about the future like, oh, I really want to try this activity with them. So for me, I'm always thinking about my classroom.
A lot of times it's like so my classroom is the oldest classroom. The kids turn 3 and they transition to the preschool. And so what I like is because I get to see them transition to preschool, a lot of times the last visit I have with the family is like kind of them reflecting on the last year or so of their kids' development. And so I think that is kind of those moments of mine, is that last conversation with families about, wow, like look how far they've come, like look what you did. And so seeing my role in all of that is kind of when I get that aha moment, like, yeah, this is where it is.
I think what keeps me coming back every day is just when a parent says, you know, like you get that thank you from that parent, or you get that, oh, I didn't think about that, or you provide them with a resource. Or for me, it's the parent when they acknowledge what you do, and they're thankful for what you do, or you meet them halfway and you have them look at a different perspective or look at things differently. And it's just that interaction with them and seeing the appreciation on their faces. And then of course the kids, like we celebrate everything that they do, you know, in the classroom, like I said, touching paint for the first time, standing beside a friend, like a peer, and just like engaging with them, like that's to be celebrated too. So when I come back to see those small things, I can build into something even bigger. And so I'm always laughing and smiling, and I'm learning every day from them. That's what keeps me coming back, for sure.
I would say the number one thing that brings me back is I laugh every single day. Even on my worst days here, some kid has done something that has cracked me up and been so funny to me. Like they are just, kids come in with no judgment. They're always positive. 99% of them love school. They're excited to be here. They love spending time with each other, especially right when they start to like learn each other's names and refer to each other. And they're a good time all the time.
We do coaching visits. So I'm in the classroom with the students, but I'm also part of my job, a big part of my job is coaching families on how to help them at home make their routines, make their life a little easier. And so sometimes when you get that family where you've worked with them for so long and then they're just so appreciative, and you see the changes. Like, you see the changes that the kids made, but you also see the confidence in the parents. And so that, I think, is what I like the most, is knowing that you might have just made a difference.